is very important to me. I think it's important to God for me too, that I stand up for myself once in my life. See, I'm not a victim. Satan must know this. You must know this. In the name of God, you must know that God wants more from us, for us, the children of God, than to simply sulk and kick back as offenses come. We are called to be meek, but we are not called to be doormats. We are not called ultimately to martyrdom, church. We are called to be witnesses with our lives, and our lives can glorify in glory. The same gospel that says that money is the devil has deluded so many poor people. I think that the anti-prosperity gospel is just as dangerous as the prosperity gospel. That Christian theology that calls us to poverty. Certainly there are those who have a clear vocation in this, and God bless them. I know there will be some to say that what I'm claiming is prosperity gospel itself, that God desires our happiness. I assure you that it is not. But who are we to argue if God wants us to be rich? With this money, likewise with the love of God in our hearts, we can in fact help so many people. This is ultimately where the integrity of true charity has its fruit, not in paying taxes to a state that it may distribute those resources to people in need. Real charity is in personally helping the poor, the mentally ill, the suffering. The point is not only that God wants us to be happy, God wants us to live happy, holy, successful, and fruitful lives. He desires for us to yearn and strive for more, not materially necessarily, but He wants us to be the very best versions of ourselves that we can be. God does not want us to suffer. Jesus, who is filling your head with this nonsense? Yes, suffering certainly comes, but for us to be able to withstand the hard times, we're going to need memories of good times, of love and of joy. If our entire lives are sorrow, what does this say about God? What does this say about the transformation He has created in us, about who He has called us to be? And I think that if our lives are purely sorrow, even with Jesus, final perseverance is going to take a superheroic act of the will. The saints are evidence of glory and suffering. Well, I think we need a new sainthood. We need saints who live well now, and that's tough. And I myself glory in and cherish every saint who I have met in tradition. They have indeed merited their places of glory, and their heavenly glory is a crown for them as well as for us. All I want you to see is that the examples of the lives of the saints are not the only way. It's true, along with faith comes persecution. I know you are all frightened. God hold you, wrap you up in His glorious embrace, and rock you calmly to the flowing melody of the rivers of Christ's precious blood all around you. Words, they mean nothing, but God's got you. God's got you all. Maybe it is a dream. Maybe it is a matter of what I can see that others cannot. This vision of the world that, as it can be, pounds in my mind, my heart, trying to be a reality. I see a world where at the very least Christians are treasured, where life is treasured. God, Yahweh, have your way. Still, even in a world of terrible persecution, God still desires our good. He only makes the best of the trouble for the sake of His justice which is coming. Lord, have mercy, simply and purely common sense folk. I'm thankful for the vindication of God. Jesus, who convinced you that God is a masochist? You in fact have the gods reversed. Satan is the one who wants us to suffer. Jesus, is it really still difficult to see this? In the name of God.